What's up, YouTube? Charmin here coming at you guys with a brand new Star Wars Battlefront video. And today is an awesome day because it's January 27, 2016, and today is the day that EA has decided that they are going to bring us a brand new update for Star Wars Battlefront. In fact, it's the first new update for Star Wars Battlefront in the year 2016, and it's going to include a lot of different changes and even some new free content DLC. So that's just amazing right there, guys. Now, in this video, I'm going to be covering a lot of the new patch notes and things of that nature when it comes to, like, you know, your nerfs and buffs and things of that nature. But I've also done a video on what the new free content DLC is, and even a video on, like, the new future free content DLC and even some season pass stuff. So make sure you guys go ahead and check that out if you haven't, and I will be linking that at the back end for you guys. Now today, it's important to realize that if you are trying to play the game and for some reason you cannot get on, it's probably because the servers are down and they're doing the update. So I'll be posting up right here these actual server downtimes for you guys on your respective platforms that you actually play the game on. Now, I have the full official patch notes right here. There is so much to actually cover, and in this video, I'm going to actually be telling you guys all about the stuff that actually affects your gameplay, and I'm not really going to be talking so much about the bug fixes, but if you want to see what the full official patch notes are, I will be providing a link for them in the description box down below, so you guys can go ahead and check that out. But let's go ahead and let's actually get started into this. There's a lot to cover. I mean, so much. Pretty much almost everything seems to be getting nerfed, but let's go ahead and let's talk about this right here. So first up on the chopping block, let's go ahead and talk about the weapon and star card changes, and we are going to start off with the explosive shot. Now, explosive shot right here is going to be changed just a little bit. It's going to actually affect the damage to the EE3 and the SE14C exclusively. So these two weapons, my favorite, the EE3 and the SE14C, the explosive dot damage, will actually be decreased. So that is a big one right there. So if you guys are liking those burst fire weapons like I do, and you like to use explosive shot, expect for the damage not to be putting out as much as it used to. Next thing right here, we're going to start talking about the homing shot. Homing shot actually will have an increase on the lock-on time, and then it'll have a distance decrease on the lock-on, and the projectile speed is going to be decreased. So homing shot is getting like 3 different nerfs right there. Some people are going to actually applaud this, some people are going to hate it. Either which way, homing shot has just got a huge chop right on the head. That's a big one right there. Now the RTC97 right there. RTC97 is going to have actually 2 different nerfs. They actually broke it up in the actual description and whatnot, so I had to put them all together. But the RTC97 is going to actually get a spread increase when firing for a longer period of time, and the overheat value is going to be increased by 8%. So that's just pretty crazy right there. I mean, we're getting a nerf right there on the RTC97. I mean, that's pretty crazy, guys. We're getting more and more nerfs just coming ridiculously at all amounts. Now right here, we're also going to have some more nerfs, okay? These here are going to be more on the star card sides of things as well. The Bowcaster replenish time is tweaked, which means it's going to be increased, so you're not going to be able to shoot it as often. Flash grenade replenish time is tweaked. That's also an increase. Not going to be able to throw it as often. The ion torpedo replenish time is tweaked. It's also another increase, so you're not going to be able to shoot that as often. You see the system we're going here. Thermal detonator replenish time tweaked. Impact grenade replenish time tweaked. Explosive shot activation time is tweaked. And scan pulse recharge time is also tweaked. All of the numbers for all of these tweaks right here are on the increase side. So basically, all of these actual cards are getting nerfed right there, guys. It's going to be a lot harder to use your favorite cards and whatnot. You're not going to be able to use them as often, and certain ones, when you activate it, are not going to be active as long. So basically, pretty much most of the cards right there are just getting a big old nerf. All right. On top of that, right here is the first buff. And actually, in my opinion, I think it's the only buff. And it is a buff that is actually well needed. Now, the cycler rifle bullet drop-off is reduced. That is something that has needed to be changed for a long time. And the cycler rifle damage is increased from 90 to 100 at close range, which is 10 meters. So, again, the cycler rifle may actually be useful, whereas the pulse rifle was pretty much the go-to sniper rifle, and the cycler rifle was just not very good because that bullet drop-off was pretty much ridiculous. So hopefully this actually does balance it out a little bit and then gives you an incentive to actually use this weapon, because it was really good in the beta and it just kind of sucked once the game comes out. So now that it's, they got this change coming in there, maybe it will actually benefit some players, and maybe some people will actually start to enjoy the weapon more often. Now, a big one that a lot of people are going to scream and yell about, and I can see it right now, is that the DL-44 overheat is tweaked, and the fire rate has been changed from 250 to 180. 250 to 180. So the damage is not going to be actually changed. It's still going to be your two-shot weapon that you want, but the fire rate is going to be decreased hugely from 250 to 180, which means you're not going to be putting out as many shots as fast. So it's going to be even slower, so that might hurt really bad if you are a DL-44 player right there, guys. So keep that in mind. Now, on top of that, we're going to go into something that a lot of people actually had a lot of controversy over, and that is that Bounty Hunter trade card. You guys know that I did a video on the most overpowered class in the game, and I still really think that there was a lot of things you could do to actually kind of get away from actually being destroyed by that setup, you know, as in like using different cards to help prevent the explosive damage and all that good stuff. But right here, they're going to actually nerf the Bounty Hunter trade card just a little bit by actually doing the rewards that you gain from 100% to 85%. So you used to get all those power-ups and whatnot for every single kill at tier 3, and they gave it to you at 100% of the time. Now they're saying they're going to give it to you at 85% of the time, so it's not actually going to nerf your recharge cooldown rate. That's still going to happen, no problem there. But the Bowcaster is going to get a serious nerf. Now right here it says fully charged 5 shots, so that's when you're fully charged up. The Bowcaster damage projectile is decreased from 50 to 15. So that's pretty crazy. And then it says that otherwise 1 or 3 shots, basically like a half charge on the Bowcaster, the damage per projectile is decreased from 50 to 10. So it is definitely not going to do as much explosive damage as it did before. So honestly, I'm starting to think that most OP class setup in the game video I made is just getting ready to become obsolete, because I don't think it's going to be as effective anymore, being that you're not going to be able to go ahead and actually destroy people with that shot since they're reducing the damage to the weapon. Now also on top of that, the ion torpedo lock-on range is decreased from 600 to 500 meters, and the smart rocket lock-on range is also changed from 1,000 to 500 meters. Again, we're talking about nerfs galore, guys. That's all we got going on right here is nerf, nerf, nerf. And next up right here, we have this scan ping has actually been tweaked to a 50% shorter spotting time, and this scan ping active time has been decreased from 7 to 2 seconds, and the barrage recharge time is increased, and the explosive shot active time is decreased. Once again, the explosive shot's getting a nerf, so once again, we are just getting ridiculous amounts of nerfs, pretty much like I was saying, to every little thing. This is pretty crazy, guys. I honestly couldn't believe it when I seen it. But pretty much enough of that. As you can see, when it comes to all those nerfs to the cards and weapons, pretty much everything is pretty much getting a nerf for the most part, except for that cycler rifle is going to get a buff. And now it's time to start talking about the vehicle changes. Now right here, for vehicle changes, it says Starfighter pickups have a 20-second respawn delay now, and the T-47 airspeeder pickups have a 10-second respawn delay, and the Millennium Falcon and Slave 1 health has been decreased by 30%. So that's a big one right there, guys, and I think that is probably something that is actually needed, because they are extremely hard to take down. You pretty much can't take them down unless you have a hero ship. Personally, I think I would have liked more to see some sort of nerf come into play where the Millennium Falcon cannot just jet ram the Slave 1 and take it out, because that is just ridiculous in my opinion, and it really shouldn't be allowed. But hey, I'm not the developer of the game, I'm just the guy that plays it. But right here, that's your vehicle changes, guys. And we are even going to have a few game mode changes. Now the game mode changes here is they're going to remove the turbo laser on Sullus, which could be used for spawn killing. This is a good thing. That turbo laser, I'm pretty sure I know which one they're talking about, is pretty ridiculous, and it's just crazy to pretty much spawn into the blast and just get destroyed constantly. And it's probably one of the reasons I actually don't really care for the Sullus map as much. So they're going to just completely remove that turbo laser. And it says also the turbo laser respawn time has been increased with 15 seconds. So it's going to take longer for those actual turbo lasers to respawn after you go ahead and destroy them. So keep that in mind, guys. Another thing is it says that the Fighter Squadron Hero vehicle pickups have been more randomized timing, so they basically are not going to be coming in at about that minute and change. Once the match starts, you're never really going to know when they're going to actually start to spawn in. It sounds like I said, randomized timing. It doesn't sound like it's going to be something that we can just kind of purely lock on and know that they're going to be there, so keep your eyes out for them, guys. It might actually help, you know, you actually pick one up for a change instead of, you know, certain players knowing exactly where they spawn and exactly when they spawn. Now it's going to be more random, so that's possibly a good change. Now, on top of that, they've actually went ahead and done some changes to even some points. They're actually reducing the match bonus for Blast. They're going to reduce the win bonus from Blast, and they're going to increase the match bonus from Hero Hunt and reduce the win bonus from Hero Hunt. They're also even going to reduce the score for dealing damage to AI, X-Wings, and TIE Fighters from 20 to 10. So I'm telling you guys, like I was telling you before, Droid Run, in my personal opinion, is the best way to go when you're going to go ahead and power level and be on the ground, and I still firmly stand by that. You can see Droid Run is going to be purely not affected by any of those, so that's a good thing if you're still trying to power level and get to level 50. And there's actually going to be another good change coming to this right here, and it's going to be about the actual player count thresholds. If you guys know, sometimes when you're trying to play a match, you can't get into a match because, you know, Walker Assault's like a 40-player match. You need to have 40 players to start, right? And you're sitting there with like 38 or 39 players going, why can't we just start the match? And it's just not working, you know what I'm saying? Now they're actually going to reduce it to where you only need 20 players to actually start a match. Pretty much every single match, you only need half the players on each team to actually go ahead and start. So you can actually start playing the game, and then more people will join in as you go. That's a good benefit in my opinion, but you can go ahead and see those numbers right there. And finally, we're going to come to the hero changes, and right off the bat, it looks like Han Solo and Boba Fett are both on the chopping block today, and both of their weapon damage over distance is going to be lowered. So, I mean, that right there doesn't really necessarily surprise me when it comes to Han Solo, being that his DL-44 is already going to be getting nerfed in general for the players, so I guess they're going to go ahead and nerf Han Solo's actual powered up DL-44 as well. And just so you guys know, though, that is not going to be the only changes to heroes. Boba Fett is going to get another nerf. I mean, they just can't stop nerfing Boba Fett, and it's going to actually affect his wrist rocket once again. It says the wrist rocket launcher explosive radius is going to be decreased from 4 to 2.5, and the maximum damage increase from 1 to 1.2 meters. This is just getting crazy. All we're talking about today is pretty much nerfs, nerfs, nerfs all across the board. Everybody's getting a nerf, and I would love to hear what you guys have to say about this. Just keep in mind, though, guys, if something that actually got nerfed that you actually like, probably the thing that you hate is also getting nerfed as well. So pretty much everything's getting some sort of nerf, and I guess they're hoping to bring balance to this, and I just want to hear what you guys think about it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, if you haven't checked out my video about all of the new free content coming and all of the new season pass stuff that's going to be coming down the future, make sure you guys go ahead and check that out. And again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope it helps you out, and please feel free to go ahead and slap that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to join the Charmin today. And you guys are more than welcome to go ahead and comment below and follow me on Twitter to stay up to date with all my YouTube videos. I'm Charmin, and as always, thanks for watching, and y'all come back now, you hear?